Hello, and welcome to our comprehensive guide on building the perfect home office for remote work. If you're listening to this, chances are you've experienced the reality of working from home in the United States. Perhaps your office is currently the corner of your dining room table, a temporary setup on the kitchen island, or maybe you've been working from the deep, comfortable cushions of your living room sofa. While these solutions might work as a temporary fix, they are not sustainable for long-term productivity, professionalism, or your personal well-being. The line between your professional life and your personal life becomes blurry, your posture suffers, and focus can feel like a fleeting luxury. This guide is designed to change that. Over the next several chapters, we will walk you step by step through the process of creating a dedicated, efficient, and inspiring workspace right within your own home. This isn't about spending a fortune or having a huge, dedicated room. It's about being intentional. It's about carving out a space that signals to your brain, this is where work happens. So, let's start at the very beginning. Before we even think about desks, chairs, or monitors, we need to address a more fundamental question. Why is a dedicated home office so critically important? The answer goes far beyond simple organization. It's about psychology. For decades, the daily commute served a hidden purpose. That drive, train ride, or walk to the office created a physical and mental transition. It was the buffer that separated home you from work you. When you arrived at the office, you were primed to be productive. When you left and walked through your front door at the end of the day, you were signaling to yourself that it was time to switch off, relax, and be present with your family or for your personal time. In the world of remote work, that built-in transition is gone. Without a dedicated space, your entire home can start to feel like the office. Your laptop on the coffee table is a constant reminder of unanswered emails. The corner of your bedroom where you take video calls can disrupt the sense of rest and sanctuary that a bedroom should provide. A dedicated home office recreates that essential boundary. It's a space you can enter to begin your workday and, just as importantly, a space you can leave behind when you clock out. This simple act of physically separating your workspace from your living space is the single most powerful tool you have to prevent burnout and maintain a healthy work-life balance. Beyond the mental separation, a purpose-built office is a catalyst for focus. Our brains are associative. When you consistently work in the same spot, your brain begins to associate that location with concentration and productivity. When you sit down at your designated desk, it's easier to slip into a state of deep work. Conversely, when you try to work from your sofa, your brain is getting mixed signals. It associates that space with relaxation, watching movies, and casual conversation. You're essentially fighting against your own ingrained habits, making it that much harder to stay on task and avoid the siren call of distractions like the television or a nearby snack cabinet. A dedicated office minimizes these distractions and provides a controlled environment where you are in command of your focus. Finally, let's consider professionalism. In an era dominated by video conferencing, your home office is now an extension of your professional identity. Your background on a video call speaks volumes before you even say a word. A thoughtful, organized workspace conveys competence, seriousness, and attention to detail. It shows your colleagues, clients, and your manager that you take your remote role seriously. It doesn't need to be a corporate boardroom, but it should be a space free from the visual clutter of your personal life. Creating this professional image is a key component of thriving in a remote career. Now that we've established the why, let's move on to the first practical step, the where. You need to choose the right location for your office within your home. This is arguably the most important decision you'll make in this entire process, as it dictates everything that follows. Many people immediately think they can't create a home office because they don't have a spare bedroom. I want you to discard that notion right now. An effective home office is about creating a dedicated zone, not necessarily a separate room. Let's explore some potential locations, from the ideal to the creative. The most obvious choice is the dedicated spare room. If you have an unused guest bedroom, a den, or any room with a door that you can claim, you've hit the jackpot. This option provides the maximum level of privacy and separation. You can close the door to shut out noise and distractions from the rest of the household, and you can truly leave work at the office at the end of the day. It allows you to spread out, set up permanent equipment, and customize the space to your heart's content without impacting the aesthetics or function of your main living areas. But for many, especially those in apartments or smaller homes, a spare room simply isn't an option. This is where we get creative. The next best thing is a dedicated corner of a larger room, like your living room, dining area, or even your master bedroom. The key here is to create clear visual boundaries. You can use a piece of furniture, like a tall bookshelf or a folding screen, to act as a physical divider. Placing your desk in a corner naturally helps to define the space. Another powerful technique is to use an area rug. Placing a rug under your desk and chair immediately creates a distinct visual zone that separates your office from the rest of the room. You could even paint the wall behind your desk a different color to psychologically fence off your workspace. When choosing a corner, be mindful of foot traffic. Setting up in a high-traffic hallway or right next to the kitchen entrance will invite constant interruptions. Next, let's talk about the cloffice, a clever portmanteau of closet and office. Do you have an underutilized closet? With a little ingenuity, it can be transformed into a surprisingly effective, compact workspace. You can remove the door for more space, or keep it on to literally close your office away at the end of the day. A deep closet can accommodate a small desk or a wall-mounted shelf, some good lighting, and storage. The beauty of the cloffice is its ability to completely disappear, making it a perfect solution for those who want to maintain a minimalist aesthetic in their living space. Don't be afraid to look at unconventional spaces as well. Do you have a wide landing at the top of your stairs? A dry, finished corner of your basement? A section of a sunroom or enclosed porch? An unused nook under the staircase? Walk through your home with fresh eyes and a tape measure. You might be surprised to find pockets of usable space that you've previously overlooked. As you evaluate these potential locations, here's a checklist of critical questions to ask yourself for each spot. First, what are the potential distractions? Consider both noise and visual distractions. Is this spot facing a television? Is it within earshot of where your kids play? Second, what is the lighting situation? Natural light is a huge mood and productivity booster. Ideally, you want a spot near a window. If not, consider if you can install adequate artificial lighting. Third, where are the power outlets? Your setup will require power for a computer, monitor, lamp, and possibly chargers. Avoid running extension cords across major walkways. Fourth, check the internet signal. A weak or unreliable Wi-Fi signal will be a constant source of frustration. Test the connectivity in your potential spot before you commit. Finally, consider your personal workflow and temperament. Do you thrive on the quiet hum of the household in the background, or do you need absolute silence to concentrate? Be honest with yourself about what kind of environment you truly need to do your best work. Welcome back. In our first chapter, we laid the groundwork by understanding why a dedicated home office is crucial and how to select the perfect location for it in your home. Now, with your chosen space in mind, we're ready to address what is, without exaggeration, the most important investment you will make for your workspace: your chair. You will spend more time in this one piece of furniture than almost any other, including your bed. Thinking of it as just a chair is a mistake. Think of it as a critical tool for your career, a partner in your productivity, and a guardian of your long-term physical health. You wouldn't try to run a marathon in a pair of dress shoes, so why would you endure an 8-hour workday in a chair that works against your body? The wrong chair, be it a stiff dining chair, a sagging armchair, or a cheap, non-adjustable office chair, is a slow-burn disaster for your body. It can lead to a cascade of physical ailments: chronic lower back pain, neck and shoulder tension, sciatica, poor circulation in your legs, and repetitive strain injuries. These issues don't just cause discomfort, they actively drain your energy, shatter your focus, and can lead to costly medical bills down the line. The right chair, on the other hand, does the opposite. It supports you, promotes healthy posture, and allows you to focus on your work, not on your discomfort. The goal of this chapter is to demystify the world of ergonomic chairs and give you the knowledge to choose the perfect one for your body and your budget. So let's start with the key term you'll see everywhere: ergonomics. What does it actually mean? In simple terms, ergonomics is the science of designing and arranging things so that people can use them easily and safely. In the context of an office, it means adapting the workspace to the worker, not forcing the worker to adapt to the workspace. The ultimate goal of an ergonomic chair is to help you maintain what's called a neutral posture. This is the posture where your body is properly aligned and under the least amount of stress. Picture this neutral posture in your mind. You are sitting with your feet planted flat on the floor or on a footrest. Your knees are bent at roughly a 90-degree angle, and they're at the same height as, or slightly lower than, your hips. Your back is supported, especially your lower back, maintaining its natural S-curve. Your shoulders are relaxed, not hunched up towards your ears. Your arms are resting comfortably at your sides, with your elbows also bent at a 90-degree angle. Your wrists are straight as you type, not bent up or down. This is the position we are aiming for, and every feature on a good ergonomic chair is designed to help you achieve and maintain it. So, what are these critical features? Let's break down the anatomy of a great ergonomic chair. When you're shopping, this is your checklist. First, and most fundamentally, is seat height adjustability. This is non-negotiable. A pneumatic lever that allows you to smoothly raise and lower the seat is a standard feature on any decent office chair. This single adjustment is what allows you to get your feet flat on the floor and your knees into that perfect 90-degree position, regardless of how tall you are or the height of your desk. Next, consider the seat depth and width. The width should be sufficient to let you sit comfortably without feeling squeezed. For depth, the ideal seat pan allows you to sit with your back fully against the backrest while leaving about 2 to 3 inches of space between the front edge of the seat and the back of your knees. If the seat is too deep, it will press against your calves, cutting off circulation and encouraging you to slouch. If it's too shallow, it won't properly support your thighs. Some higher-end chairs offer adjustable seat depth, which is a fantastic feature for tailoring the fit perfectly. Arguably, the most important feature for preventing back pain is lumbar support. Your lower spine, or lumbar region, has a natural inward curve. Sitting for long periods without support for this curve causes you to slouch, which flattens the curve and strains the muscles and ligaments in your lower back. A good chair will have a pronounced, curved backrest or a dedicated lumbar support pad. The best chairs have adjustable lumbar support, allowing you to move it up or down to fit the precise curve of your back, and sometimes even adjust its depth for more or less pressure. Look at the backrest itself. It should be wide enough to support your back and tall enough to support at least your mid to upper back. The ability to recline is also more important than you might think. Staying in one fixed position all day is stressful for your spine. The ability to unlock the backrest and lean back allows you to shift your weight, decompress your spinal discs, and stretch. Look for a chair with a tension knob that lets you control how much force is needed to recline, so it feels natural for your body weight. Don't overlook the armrests. Properly used armrests support your forearms, which takes a significant amount of strain off your neck and shoulders. The key here is adjustability. At a minimum, armrests should be height adjustable, allowing you to set them at a level where your elbows can rest at that 90-degree angle with your shoulders relaxed. More advanced chairs offer armrests that also pivot in and out and slide forwards and backwards, helping you find the perfect position for supporting your arms while typing. Finally, a swivel base and casters, or wheels, are standard but essential. The ability to swivel allows you to reach different areas of your desk without twisting your torso and straining your back. The casters allow you to move smoothly. One pro tip: make sure you get the right casters for your flooring. There are specific casters designed for hard surfaces like wood or tile, and different ones designed for carpeting. Using the wrong type can make movement difficult or even damage your floors. Now, let's address the elephant in the room: the cost. High-quality ergonomic chairs can be a significant investment, with top-tier models from brands like Herman Miller or Steelcase costing well over $1,000. While these are incredible chairs, you don't necessarily have to spend that much to get excellent support. A fantastic option for getting premium quality at a lower price is to explore the refurbished market. Reputable office furniture liquidators often sell these top-brand chairs that have been professionally cleaned and repaired for a fraction of their original cost. This is one of the best ways to get a high-end chair on a mid-range budget. If you're buying new, there is a thriving market of mid-range, direct-to-consumer brands that offer many of the key ergonomic features we've discussed for a few $100s. These often represent the sweet spot for value and performance for the average home office user. Even on a tight budget, you can find chairs at stores like IKEA or other big-box retailers that have the basic, non-negotiable adjustments like seat height. Just be a critical shopper and run any potential purchase through our feature checklist. And one word of caution: be wary of gaming chairs. While their racing seat aesthetic might look appealing, many prioritize style over substance and lack the true, adjustable ergonomic support your body needs for a full workday. Your task before our next chapter is to start your research. Go online and look at the chairs we've talked about. Get a feel for the different price points. Read reviews. Most importantly, if at all possible, find an office furniture showroom in your area where you can go and physically sit in a few different models. Every body is different, and what feels perfect to one person might not work for another. Sitting in a chair for a few minutes will tell you more than hours of online research ever could. You now have a solid understanding of what makes a great office chair. You know the why and the what to look for. In Chapter 3, we will find the perfect partner for your new ergonomic throne, the desk. We'll dive into the ideal desk height, explore the massive trend of sit-stand desks, and ensure your entire setup works in perfect ergonomic harmony. Welcome back to our guide on building the perfect home office. In the last chapter, we focused on securing your ergonomic throne, the chair that will support you through countless hours of work. Now, it's time to find its perfect partner. We're turning our attention to the desk, the surface that will serve as your command center. A great desk is more than just a slab of wood or metal. It's the platform upon which your productivity is built. It holds your tools, defines your workspace, and most importantly, works in tandem with your chair to create a truly ergonomic setup. Think of your chair and desk as a team. You can have the best, most expensive ergonomic chair in the world, but if your desk is at the wrong height or is too small for your needs, you'll still end up slouching, straining, and compromising your posture. The relationship is symbiotic. The chair sets your foundation, and the desk meets you at the right level to complete the ergonomic equation. In this chapter, we'll break down the two primary decisions you need to make when selecting your desk. First, its size and surface dimensions, and second, the critical choice between a fixed height and an adjustable height desk. Let's start with size. Before you fall in love with a desk style or material, you must be a realist about your spatial needs. This comes down to two key measurements: depth and width. Desk depth, the distance from the front edge to the back, is often overlooked but is incredibly important for visual health. The primary reason is monitor placement. To avoid eye strain, your computer monitor should be positioned about an arm's length away from your face. A shallow desk, say one that is only 20 inches deep, forces you to sit dangerously close to your screen. It also leaves very little room for your keyboard, mouse, and a space for your wrists to rest. As a general rule, look for a desk that is at least 24 inches deep. If you have the space, a depth of 30 inches is even better, as it provides ample room for your monitor, keyboard, and other essentials like a notebook or a document holder without feeling cramped. Next is width, the measurement from left to right. This is determined entirely by your personal workflow and the equipment you use. Before you start shopping, take a quick inventory of everything that needs to live on your desk full-time. Do you use a single laptop? A laptop connected to one external monitor? A sprawling dual monitor setup? Do you need space for speakers, a desk lamp, a phone stand, and an area for writing by hand? Be honest about how much surface area you truly require. A simple laptop setup might be comfortable on a 48-inch wide desk. However, if you're a power user with two monitors and a need for reference materials at your fingertips, you should be looking at desks that are 60 inches wide or even more. The goal is to have enough space to arrange your tools comfortably, without items being stacked on top of each other or perched precariously on the edge. While the standard rectangle is the most common desk shape, don't forget to consider others if your space allows. An L-shaped desk is a fantastic solution for a corner, effectively doubling your surface area and allowing you to create distinct zones. For example, one wing of the L can be your dedicated computer station, while the other can be kept clear for paperwork, reading, or other manual tasks. This physical separation can be a great mental tool for organizing your work. Now, let's move on to the most important ergonomic factor of your desk, its height. For decades, the standard height for an office desk in the United States has been about 29 to 30 inches. This one-size-fits-all approach is a fundamental flaw in traditional office design because, quite simply, it doesn't fit most people. If you are shorter, a 30-inch desk will be too high. To compensate, you'll have to raise your chair so high that your feet dangle off the floor, creating pressure points and poor circulation. If you are taller, that same desk will be too low, forcing you to hunch over your keyboard all day, leading to neck and back strain. This is where the single biggest innovation in modern office furniture comes into play: the height-adjustable desk, more commonly known as the standing desk. I want you to reframe how you think about this piece of furniture. Its primary benefit isn't just about standing. Its true power is in its adjustability. The number one advantage of a standing desk is the ability to dial in the absolute perfect desk height for you when you are sitting. It allows you to position the desk surface precisely at your resting elbow height, creating that perfect 90-degree angle and ensuring your shoulders stay relaxed. This feature alone makes it ergonomically superior to almost any fixed-height desk on the market. Of course, the ability to stand is a game-changing benefit as well. Medical experts and ergonomists now agree that sedentary behavior, sitting for 8 hours a day, is detrimental to our health. The new mantra for the workplace is, your best posture is your next posture. Our bodies are designed for movement. Alternating between sitting and standing throughout the workday is one of the best things you can do for your physical well-being. It improves blood flow, engages different muscle groups, reduces the load on your spine, burns a few extra calories, and can provide a noticeable boost in energy and focus, especially during that mid-afternoon slump. If you're considering a height-adjustable solution, you generally have three options. The gold standard is the full electric standing desk. With the push of a button, a motorized lift system smoothly and quickly raises or lowers the entire desk surface. Many models come with memory presets, so you can save your perfect sitting and standing heights and switch between them effortlessly. The second option is a manual, or hand crank, standing desk. These offer the same range of motion and ergonomic benefits as their electric counterparts, but you adjust the height by turning a crank. They are a more budget-friendly option if you don't mind the minor physical effort. The third option, which is perfect for those who already have a desk they like or are on a tighter budget, is a standing desk converter. These are adjustable units that you place on top of your existing desk. They have a platform for your monitor and a tray for your keyboard and mouse, which you can raise or lower as a single unit. Converters are a fantastic, lower-cost way to get the benefits of a sit-stand routine without replacing your entire desk. Your homework for this chapter is to do some practical research. First, take the inventory we discussed and measure your available space to determine the ideal desk dimensions for your needs. Write them down. Second, start exploring the 3 types of height-adjustable solutions we covered. Look at the prices for electric desks, manual desks, and converters. Consider your budget and your current setup to see which option makes the most sense for you. Investing in an adjustable height desk is one of the highest impact upgrades you can make to your home office and your health. Now that we have established a solid foundation with an ergonomic chair and a perfectly sized, height-adjustable desk, our command center is taking shape. In the next chapter, we'll place the final pieces on that desk, focusing on the correct placement of your monitor, laptop, and keyboard to protect your neck and eyes from strain. Hello and welcome back. So far, we have built the physical foundation of your home office. You've chosen your space, you've selected an ergonomic chair to support your body, and you've found the perfect desk to serve as your command center. Now, we're ready to arrange the technology on that desk. This chapter is all about what you spend your entire day looking at, your screens. The proper positioning of your monitor and laptop is not a minor detail. It is one of the most critical factors in your daily comfort and long-term health. I want you to think about how you feel at the end of a long workday. Do you have a persistent, dull ache at the base of your neck? Are your shoulders tight and knotted? Do your eyes feel tired, dry, or strained? This collection of symptoms, often called tech neck or computer vision syndrome, is a modern epidemic among office workers. And the vast majority of the time, it is caused by one simple, fixable problem: a poorly positioned screen. The good news is that correcting this is one of the easiest and most impactful changes you can make, often without spending a single dollar. Let's begin with the ideal scenario: an external monitor. If you are working from home full-time, I strongly encourage you to invest in one. It provides more screen real estate and, more importantly, is far easier to position ergonomically than a laptop. When setting up your monitor, there are 3 golden rules to follow for height, distance, and angle. The first and most important rule governs height. When you are sitting in your chair in a neutral posture, back supported, feet on the floor, shoulders relaxed, the top edge of your monitor screen should be at, or just slightly below, your natural eye level. I want you to pause and really let that sink in. Go to your desk right now and check. I would bet that for most of you, your monitor is too low. When the screen is too low, you are forced to constantly crane your neck downwards to see it. This forward head posture puts an immense amount of strain on your cervical spine and the supporting muscles in your neck and upper back. Over time, this leads directly to the chronic pain so many of us experience. So, how do you fix this? The monitor stand that came in the box is rarely tall enough on its own. The simplest, no-cost solution is to create a makeshift riser. A sturdy stack of textbooks, old phone books, or even reams of printer paper can work perfectly. The goal is to raise the base of the monitor until that top edge of the screen aligns with your eye level. A more elegant solution is a dedicated monitor stand or riser, which you can buy online for a modest price. These often come with the added benefit of creating a small storage space underneath for you to tuck away your keyboard. However, the gold standard for monitor positioning is a VESA-compatible monitor arm. This is an adjustable, articulated arm that clamps to the back of your desk and attaches to the standard mounting holes on the back of most monitors. A monitor arm is a fantastic investment because it gives you complete and effortless control over your screen's position. You can adjust the height, depth, and tilt with just a light touch. This is especially valuable if you have a sit-stand desk, as it allows you to reposition your monitor perfectly in seconds when you switch from sitting to standing. It also has the wonderful side effect of clearing up a significant amount of valuable space on your desk surface. The second golden rule relates to distance. Your monitor should be positioned roughly an arm's length away from you. Sit in your chair and reach your arms straight out. Your fingertips should just about touch the screen. If it's too close, it can cause eye strain and fatigue as your eyes struggle to focus. If it's too far, you'll find yourself leaning forward and squinting to read the text, which defeats our efforts to maintain a good posture. The third rule is about angle and centering. Your primary monitor should be placed directly in front of you, centered with your body and your keyboard. You should not have to constantly turn your head to one side to view your main screen. This will inevitably lead to neck strain on one side. The monitor itself should be tilted back slightly, around 10 to 20 degrees, so that your line of sight is perpendicular to the screen surface. For those of you with a popular dual monitor setup, these rules still apply, with one modification. If you use both monitors equally, place them right next to each other so their inner bezels touch, and angle them inwards slightly to form a gentle curve, like an open book. You should position yourself so your nose is pointed directly at the space where the two monitors meet. If you have a clear primary monitor and a secondary one for reference, place the primary monitor directly in front of you, following all the rules. Then, place the secondary monitor to your preferred side, angled inwards. When you look at the secondary screen, make a conscious effort to turn your whole head, not just your eyes. Now, let's address the biggest ergonomic trap in the modern office, the laptop. A laptop, by its very design, is an ergonomic nightmare. The screen and the keyboard are fused together, which forces you into an impossible choice. If you place the laptop on your desk so the keyboard is at the right height for your wrists, the screen is far too low, forcing you to hunch over. If you raise the laptop so the screen is at the proper eye level, the keyboard is too high and angled, forcing you to strain your shoulders and wrists. There is only one solution to this problem, and it is a rule you must not break for long-term work. You must separate the laptop screen from its keyboard. You do this by using external peripherals. In one setup, you can place your laptop on a dedicated laptop stand or that same trusty stack of books to raise the screen to eye level. Then, you plug in an external keyboard and an external mouse. You will then type and navigate using these external devices, allowing your neck to stay straight and your arms to remain in a relaxed, neutral position. The even better, more permanent solution is to dock your laptop. In this setup, you treat your laptop as simply the computer, the processor, and not as your primary interface. You connect it to a full-size external monitor, an external keyboard, and an external mouse. You can then close the laptop and tuck it away, or leave it open as a secondary reference screen off to the side. This gives you the full ergonomic benefit of a desktop computer setup with the portability of a laptop. Your assignment before the next chapter is an active one. Go to your workspace and perform an ergonomic audit of your screen setup. Sit correctly in your chair. Is the top of your screen at eye level? Is it an arm's length away? If not, fix it right now. Grab some books. Adjust your stand. If you are a primary laptop user, your homework is to go online and purchase an external keyboard, an external mouse, and a laptop stand. This small, crucial investment will pay you back with immediate comfort and long-term health benefits. With your screens now perfectly positioned to protect your neck and eyes, it's time to focus on your hands. In Chapter 5, we will explore the tools you touch all day long, your keyboard and mouse. We'll dive into the world of ergonomic designs that can prevent wrist pain and repetitive strain injuries. Welcome back to our journey toward the perfect home office. We have systematically built your ergonomic foundation, starting with your chair, moving to your desk, and perfectly positioning your screens. Now, we're going to zoom in on the tools your body is in constant physical contact with all day long, your keyboard and mouse. It's easy to think of these as simple computer accessories, but in reality, they are high-use professional tools. The design of these devices has a profound and direct impact on the health of your hands, wrists, and arms. Take a moment to think about your hands and wrists right now. At the end of a long day of typing and clicking, do they feel tired or achy? Do you ever experience a tingling sensation in your fingers, a dull ache in your forearm, or sharp pain in your wrist? These are not normal side effects of hard work. They are warning signs from your body. They are the early symptoms of what are known as repetitive strain injuries, or RSIs. Conditions like carpal tunnel syndrome and tendinitis are forms of RSI, and they can develop gradually over time from making the same small, unnatural movements thousands of times a day. An ergonomic keyboard and mouse are your first line of defense against these debilitating conditions. Let's start by dissecting the standard, flat, rectangular keyboard that comes with most computers. This design, which we all learn to type on, has two fundamental ergonomic flaws. The first is that it forces your hands into a position called wrist pronation. To use a flat keyboard, you have to turn your hands so your palms are facing the floor. This simple act twists the two bones in your forearm, the radius and the ulna, and creates muscular tension that runs all the way from your wrist to your elbow. The second flaw is something called ulnar deviation. Because the keys are in a perfectly straight line, you are forced to bend your wrists outward, away from your body's centerline, to align your fingers with the home row. This angle puts constant stress on the tendons and nerves on the outside of your wrist. Ergonomic keyboards are designed specifically to solve these two problems. Their shapes may look strange at first, but every curve and angle has a purpose. The most common type is a contoured or tented keyboard. These keyboards have a gentle arch or a raised bump in the center, creating a shape like a tent. This design allows your hands to rest at a more neutral angle, somewhere between a flat palm and a handshake. This simple change untwists your forearms, dramatically reducing pronation and the associated muscle strain. For an even more customized and ergonomic solution, there are split keyboards. These keyboards are physically separated into two independent halves. This is the ultimate solution for ulnar deviation because it allows you to position each half directly in front of your shoulder, creating a perfectly straight line from your forearm, through your wrist, and to your fingers. There is absolutely no outward bending of the wrist required. Many split keyboards also offer tenting adjustments, allowing you to find the perfect combination of split and angle for your unique body geometry. A simpler, related option is a compact keyboard, often called a tankless or TKL model. These keyboards save space by removing the number pad on the right side. While this doesn't address pronation or deviation, it offers a significant ergonomic benefit. It allows you to place your mouse much closer to your body. With a standard wide keyboard, you have to constantly reach over the number pad to get to your mouse, which can cause strain in your shoulder. A compact keyboard closes that gap, creating a more comfortable and efficient workspace. One final keyboard concept to consider is negative tilt. Look at the back of a standard keyboard. You'll likely see two little feet that you can flip out. These feet tilt the keyboard upwards, angling your hands back. This is called positive tilt, and it's actually terrible for your wrists because it causes wrist extension. True ergonomic typing aims for a neutral, straight wrist. To achieve this, you should keep those feet folded in, or even better, use a keyboard tray or a keyboard designed to have a negative tilt, where the front edge is slightly higher than the back. Using a padded wrist rest can also help support your palms and keep your wrists in this straight, neutral position. Now, let's turn our attention to the mouse. The conventional mouse design forces you into that same pronated, palm-down position as a flat keyboard. Holding this claw grip for hours while making tiny, precise movements puts a lot of stress on the delicate bundle of nerves and tendons that run through the carpal tunnel in your wrist. The most popular and effective ergonomic mouse design is the vertical mouse. It looks a bit like a shark fin or a small joystick. You hold it in a neutral, handshake grip. Just like a tented keyboard, this vertical orientation keeps your forearm bones in their natural, untwisted state, immediately relieving pressure on your wrist. There is a short learning curve, as the movement feels different at first, but most users report a significant reduction in wrist and forearm pain within just a few days of switching. Another excellent alternative is the trackball mouse. With a trackball, the base of the mouse remains stationary on your desk. You control the cursor by rolling a ball with your thumb or your fingers. This completely eliminates the arm and shoulder movements required to operate a traditional mouse, making it an ideal choice for people with shoulder pain or very limited desk space. Your hand can rest comfortably on the device in a supported position, reducing overall strain. If a vertical or trackball mouse feels too radical, you can still find ergonomic benefits in a contoured mouse. Unlike the symmetrical, generic shape of a basic mouse, a contoured mouse is sculpted to fit the natural curves of a right or left hand. It provides better support for your palm and fingers, allowing you to relax your grip and reducing the tension needed to control it. Your homework before our next chapter is to pay close attention to your body. As you work, notice how your hands and wrists feel. If you are experiencing any discomfort, it is a clear sign that your current keyboard and mouse are not serving you well. Start your research. Use the terms we've discussed: vertical mouse, split keyboard, trackball mouse. Look at pictures and watch video reviews to understand how they work. If you have a large electronics store nearby, go and see if they have any ergonomic models on display. Getting a feel for these devices in person can make all the difference. You have now addressed the ergonomics of your entire physical setup, from your posture to your fingertips. In the next chapter, we will shift our focus from the things we touch to the environment that surrounds us. We will explore the vital role of lighting in creating a home office that is not only productive, but also healthy and inspiring. Welcome back. In our journey so far, we have meticulously constructed the physical and tactile elements of your home office. We've addressed your posture, your comfort, and the health of your hands and wrists. Now, it's time to shift our focus to the environment itself, specifically, to one of the most powerful and frequently overlooked elements of a productive workspace: lighting. How you illuminate your office does more than just help you see. It has a profound effect on your mood, your energy levels, your ability to focus, and the health of your eyes. Think about the feeling of working in a dimly lit room, perhaps with just one harsh overhead light casting long shadows across your desk. You might notice your eyes feel tired and strained, you might get more headaches, and you might feel a wave of drowsiness hit you in the mid-afternoon. Now, contrast that with the feeling of working in a bright, airy space, bathed in clean, even light. The difference is palpable. Proper lighting is a silent partner in your productivity. This chapter will guide you through a simple, layered strategy to combine the best of natural and artificial light, creating an environment that is both visually comfortable and mentally stimulating. Let's begin with the gold standard of all light sources: the sun. Natural light is the best light, and the best part is, it's free. Our bodies and eyes are biologically designed to thrive in it. Natural, full-spectrum sunlight helps reduce eye strain, can boost the production of vitamin D, has been shown to improve mood and combat the effects of seasonal affective disorder, and, critically, it helps to regulate our body's natural sleep-wake cycle, known as the circadian rhythm. When you expose yourself to bright, natural light during the day, it signals to your brain that it's time to be alert and awake. To make the most of this incredible resource, the placement of your desk relative to your window is paramount. Many people's first instinct is to place their desk directly facing a window to enjoy the view. While tempting, this can be an ergonomic trap. The extreme brightness from the outside creates a high-contrast battle with your much dimmer computer screen, forcing your pupils to constantly adjust and leading to significant eye fatigue. The other common mistake is placing your desk with your back to the window. This is often even worse, as the bright light coming from behind you will cast a distracting reflection and a blinding glare directly onto your monitor, making it nearly impossible to see the screen clearly. The optimal position for your desk is perpendicular to the window. This means the window should be to your right or your left side. This orientation allows your workspace to be filled with bright, indirect, ambient light, but it avoids the direct glare in your eyes or on your screen. Of course, the sun moves throughout the day, so you also need a way to control this light. A simple set of adjustable blinds, like Venetian or vertical blinds, or a sheer curtain are essential tools. They allow you to easily diffuse harsh, direct sunbeams while still benefiting from the room's overall brightness. Now, let's talk about what to do when the sun goes down, or if you're working in a room without much natural light. This is where we need a smart artificial lighting strategy. The biggest mistake people make is relying on a single, central ceiling light. This creates a harsh, top-down light source that inevitably casts shadows from your own head and body onto your work surface. The solution is to think in layers. The first layer is ambient lighting. This is the foundational, general illumination that fills the entire room. This can indeed be your main ceiling fixture, but it should be a soft, diffused light, perhaps from a fixture with a frosted glass shade. You can also achieve great ambient light with recessed ceiling lights or a powerful floor lamp that's aimed upwards to bounce light off the ceiling, which creates a very pleasant, even glow. The goal of the ambient layer is to raise the overall light level of the room so there are no dark, gloomy corners, and to reduce the harsh contrast between your bright computer screen and a dark background. The second, and most critical layer, is task lighting. This is a focused, dedicated light source aimed directly at your primary work area, your keyboard, your mouse, and any physical documents you're reading. The perfect tool for this job is an adjustable desk lamp. I want to emphasize the word adjustable. You need a lamp that you can easily raise, lower, and pivot to direct the light exactly where you need it, and just as importantly, away from where you don't. A common mistake is to aim the task light at your computer screen, which just creates a new source of glare. Instead, your task lamp should be positioned to the side of your setup, opposite your writing hand to prevent casting shadows, with the light shining down onto your desk surface. The third, optional but highly recommended layer is accent lighting. This is more about creating a pleasant and professional atmosphere. It could be a small, soft lamp on a bookshelf, a light aimed at a piece of art, or my personal favorite for computer work, bias lighting. Bias lighting is a subtle, indirect light source that you place behind your computer monitor, typically an LED strip. Its sole purpose is to illuminate the wall directly behind the screen. This might seem strange, but it dramatically reduces eye strain by softening the contrast between your bright monitor and the dark wall. Your eyes don't have to work as hard, which is especially noticeable during late-night work sessions. Finally, a quick but crucial note on choosing the right light bulb. You need to pay attention to two things: brightness, measured in lumens, and color temperature, measured in Kelvin, K. For a desk task lamp, you should look for a bulb that provides between 500 and 1000 lumens. When it comes to color temperature, you want a bulb that mimics natural daylight. Bulbs labeled warm white, around 2700 K, are cozy but can be too yellow and sleepy for a workspace. The ideal choice for a task lamp is a bulb labeled daylight or cool white, in the range of 5000 K to 6500 K. This clean, white light is proven to increase alertness and is the best for rendering colors accurately and minimizing eye strain. Your homework is an observational one. Tonight, after the sun sets, go into your home office and turn on the lights as you normally would for work. Really study the space. Is it lit by one harsh, central fixture? Are there distracting shadows on your desk? Is there glare on your screen? Your assignment is to identify the weakest link in your lighting setup and start planning a fix. Maybe it's as simple as buying a new daylight bulb, or maybe it's time to invest in a quality, adjustable desk lamp. Your workspace is now taking shape. It's ergonomic, comfortable, and now, it's beautifully and effectively lit. In our next chapter, we will tackle the invisible but powerful forces of clutter and disorganization. We'll learn how to manage cables and organize your desk to create a space that is not just functional, but also calm and conducive to deep focus. Hello and welcome back. Over the last 6 chapters, we have designed and built a home office that is ergonomic, comfortable, and beautifully lit. It's a space that supports your physical well-being. But now we must confront an enemy that can undermine all our hard work, an enemy that attacks our focus and drains our mental energy. I'm talking about clutter. Take an honest look at your desk right now. Do you see a tangled web of wires snaking behind your monitor? Are there random stacks of paper, stray pens, sticky notes that have lost their stick, and a collection of coffee mugs from days past? If so, you're not alone. But it's important to understand that this clutter is more than just an aesthetic issue. Neuroscience tells us that a disorganized environment is a source of constant, low-grade distraction. Our brains are wired to process everything in our visual field, and every out-of-place item is a piece of unfinished business that competes for our attention. That stack of papers quietly whispers, "You still need to deal with me." That tangled mess of cables creates a subtle feeling of unresolved chaos. This constant background noise pulls at our cognitive resources, making it harder to slip into a state of deep, focused work. Therefore, organizing your workspace isn't just a chore to be done, it is a high-impact productivity strategy. A clear space helps create a clear mind. In this chapter, we will launch a 2-pronged attack on chaos. First, we'll tame the serpent of cable spaghetti, and second, we'll establish a simple system for keeping your desk surface clear and functional. Let's start with the task that often feels the most daunting: cable management. That nest of black wires behind your desk can be intimidating, but you can conquer it with a systematic approach. Step 1 is what I call the Great Unplug. You cannot properly organize cables while they are connected. You have to start with a blank slate. So, take a deep breath. Maybe snap a quick photo with your phone if you're worried about remembering where everything goes, and then unplug everything from your power strip and your computer. Yes, everything. This step is non-negotiable. It gives you the freedom to clean the area thoroughly and to see exactly what cables you're working with. Step 2 is to group and route. Lay out all the unplugged cables on the floor. You'll quickly see they fall into natural categories: power cords for your monitor and computer, video cables like HDMI or DisplayPort, and USB cables for your peripherals. The goal is to consolidate these individual strands into a single, clean highway of cables. Think about the most efficient path for them to travel from your devices to their destinations. Instead of a dozen separate wires taking their own chaotic routes, you want to create one main bundle that runs cleanly down from your desk to your power source. Step 3 is where you bring in the tools of the trade. These are simple, inexpensive items that make a world of difference. Your number 1 tool will be reusable cable ties, most commonly made with Velcro. Unlike single-use plastic zip ties that have to be cut off, Velcro ties can be adjusted, removed, and reused as you add or remove devices. Use them to bundle your grouped cables together every 6 to 12 inches. For an even cleaner look, use a cable sleeve. This is a flexible fabric or plastic tube that zips or wraps around your entire bundle of wires, transforming that messy group into a single, neat cord. To manage individual cables on your desktop, like your phone charger, use adhesive cable clips. These are small clips with a sticky back that you can attach to the edge or underside of your desk. They create a perfect little holder to guide a cable to exactly where you need it and prevent it from falling to the floor the moment you unplug your device. However, if you want the ultimate solution for a clean setup, I highly recommend an under-desk cable tray or basket. This is a simple wire mesh basket that you mount directly to the underside of your desk. You can then place your entire power strip inside this basket, along with all the bulky power bricks and excess cable slack. All the mess is lifted completely off the floor, hidden from view, and safe from dust and accidental kicks. This single addition can make the biggest visual impact in your cable management project. Now that the chaos under the desk is tamed, let's address the surface. The golden rule for a clear desk is simple: everything must have a home. Clutter accumulates when items don't have a designated place to be put away. To achieve this, I want you to mentally divide your desk into 3 zones. The active zone is the area directly in front of you, within easy reach. This is prime real estate. The only items that should live here are the things you are using right now. This means your monitor, your keyboard, your mouse, and maybe the single notebook and pen you are currently using. Nothing else. The standby zone is the area just outside of your active zone, on the periphery of your desk. This is the home for items you use frequently throughout the day, but don't need in your immediate field of view. This could be your desk lamp, your phone stand and its charger, a cup holding a few pens, or your headset stand. These items are accessible in a second, but they aren't creating visual clutter in your main workspace. Finally, there is the storage zone. This is the home for everything else, and most of this zone should be off your desk. This is where simple storage solutions are essential. Use drawer organizers to turn a messy junk drawer into a tidy grid for your paper clips, staples, and other small supplies. Use vertical file holders for papers and notebooks. Stacking things vertically uses space far more efficiently than creating horizontal piles. A monitor stand with built-in drawers is a great dual-purpose tool that elevates your screen while providing a home for small items. If your desk has no drawers, a small, rolling file cabinet that can be tucked underneath is an indispensable addition. The key to maintaining this organized space is to create a simple habit. I call it the daily shutdown routine. Before you finish work for the day, take just the last 2 or 3 minutes to reset your workspace. Put papers back in their vertical file, return pens to their cup, put away any books or supplies, and give the surface a quick wipe. This simple ritual ensures that when you arrive at your desk the next morning, you're greeted not by the lingering chaos of yesterday, but by a clean, calm, and inviting space that is ready for you to do your best work. Your homework for this chapter is to take one concrete step. Don't feel like you have to do it all at once. Either schedule 1 hour this weekend to tackle the cable management project, or, starting tomorrow, commit to performing the 2-minute daily shutdown routine. Just one small action will begin to build the momentum you need to conquer the chaos for good. With a workspace that is now clean, organized, ergonomic, and well-lit, we're ready to add the final layer, the one that transforms it from a sterile workstation into a personal sanctuary. In our next chapter, we'll explore the power of personalization, plants, and art to create an office that doesn't just improve your work, but also genuinely lifts your spirits. Hello and welcome back. Over the course of this guide, we have been architects and engineers, methodically constructing a home office that is a marvel of ergonomic efficiency. We've selected the right chair, the perfect desk, positioned our screens to protect our necks, chosen keyboards to support our wrists, optimized our lighting, and conquered the chaos of clutter. You have successfully built a high-performance machine for work. But a home office, unlike a corporate cubicle, has the potential to be so much more than that. It can be a sanctuary. Think about the traditional office environment. It's often sterile, impersonal, and designed by a committee for uniformity, not for individual inspiration. Your home office is your unique opportunity to break free from that mold. It's a space that you, and you alone, have complete control over. The process of personalizing this space isn't frivolous decoration. It's a strategic and powerful tool for improving your mental health, reducing stress, and fostering a genuinely positive connection with your work. An office that reflects your personality and values is a space you will want to spend time in. In this chapter, we will explore how to breathe life and soul into your workspace through the power of nature, meaningful decor, and by engaging all of your senses. Let's begin with one of the most impactful additions you can make to any indoor space: plants. The idea that humans have an innate need to connect with nature is a concept known as biophilia. Integrating natural elements into our built environments isn't just a design trend, it's a response to a deep biological need. The scientific benefits of having plants in your workspace are well documented and astonishing. Studies have repeatedly shown that simply having plants in your field of view can significantly reduce stress and lower levels of the stress hormone, cortisol. Plants are also incredible natural air purifiers. They absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, and many species are effective at filtering out common indoor air pollutants, literally helping you breathe easier. Beyond that, research from multiple universities has demonstrated that workers in offices with plants are measurably more productive, have better concentration, and report higher levels of job satisfaction. They can even boost your creativity. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, I don't have a green thumb. Fear not. You don't need to be an expert botanist to reap these benefits. There is a whole category of hardy, low-maintenance houseplants that are perfect for an office setting. For a spot that doesn't get a lot of direct sunlight, your best friends are the snake plant, the ZZ plant, and the pothose. These are champions of resilience. They tolerate low light, are forgiving if you forget to water them, and are all excellent air purifiers. If you have a bit more light, a peace lily or a spider plant are also beautiful and easy to care for. And if your desk is near a sunny window, a small succulent or cactus can provide a touch of green with minimal water needs. Start with one small plant. The simple act of caring for it and watching it grow can be a meditative and rewarding part of your workday. Beyond living plants, you can incorporate nature in other ways. Consider using a coaster made from a slice of natural wood or slate. Find a high-quality screensaver for your monitor that displays breathtaking landscapes. The gentle sound of a small, desktop water fountain can provide a calming, natural white noise. Next, let's talk about the art and objects you choose to surround yourself with. The guiding principle here is intentionality. The goal isn't to fill every empty surface, but to select items that evoke positive emotions, inspiration, and a sense of purpose. Choose a piece of art or a framed print for your wall that you genuinely love to look at. It could be a calming landscape, a vibrant abstract piece that energizes you, or a motivational quote that resonates with your personal goals. Personal photos of family, friends, or memorable travels can be a wonderful source of joy, but place them thoughtfully. Position them so they are in your line of sight when you lean back and take a break, rather than being a constant distraction right next to your monitor. Think also about the quality of the everyday objects you touch. Instead of a cheap plastic pen holder, maybe you find a beautiful ceramic or wooden one. Using a favorite well-made coffee mug every morning can be a small act of self-care that elevates your daily routine. Surround yourself with items that remind you of your why. This could be a framed certificate from a course you were proud to complete, a small souvenir from a successful business trip, or a book on a topic you are passionate about. These objects serve as physical anchors to your motivations. Finally, let's create a workspace that engages more than just your sense of sight. A truly great environment considers all the senses. Let's start with scent. Aromatherapy can have a powerful effect on our mood and focus. A high-quality essential oil diffuser is a perfect addition to a home office. You can use different scents for different needs. Scents like peppermint, lemon, or orange are known to be uplifting and can improve alertness, perfect for starting your day or beating the afternoon slump. Scents like lavender, chamomile, or sandalwood are calming and can help you de-stress during a particularly challenging task. Consider your sense of sound. The ambient noise of your home may not be conducive to focus. Curate a few work-specific playlists on your favorite music app. Many people find instrumental music, classical, or ambient electronic music to be perfect for deep work as there are no lyrics to be distracting. Alternatively, apps that play white noise or natural sounds, like gentle rain or a flowing stream, can be incredibly effective at masking inconsistent household noises. And don't forget the sense of touch. This ties back to the quality of your tools. The smooth finish of a wooden desk, the satisfying weight of a metal pen, the soft texture of a high-quality mousepad. These subtle tactile experiences all contribute to the overall feeling of a premium, comfortable, and personalized workspace. Your homework for this chapter is a genuinely enjoyable one. I want you to choose just one thing from this chapter to implement this week. It could be buying one small, easy-to-care-for plant for the corner of your desk. It could be printing a favorite photo and putting it in a nice frame. It could be creating a new, focus playlist. Take one small, simple step to make your office a space that is a truer reflection of you. Your home office is now ergonomic, organized, well-lit, and inspiring. It is truly complete as a physical space. In our next chapter, we will turn our attention back to the tools of our trade, diving into the essential technology and accessories, beyond your main computer, that can supercharge your workflow and professional presence. Welcome back. In our last chapter, we infused your workspace with personality and life, transforming it from a mere workstation into a personal sanctuary. We've perfected the physical environment. Now, it's time to turn our attention back to the engine of your productivity, your technology. Your computer is the heart of your home office, but it's the accessories and peripherals connected to it that form the nervous system, dictating the speed, efficiency, and professionalism of your work. This chapter is not about chasing the latest, most expensive gadgets. Instead, think of it as a strategic guide to identifying and upgrading the key pieces of technology that have an outsized impact on your daily remote work experience. In a traditional office, the company provides and manages the tech. At home, you are the Chief Technology Officer. The tools you choose don't just affect your workflow. In a world dominated by video calls, they define your professional presence. Investing in the right technology is investing in clearer communication and a frictionless workday. We will focus on 3 critical areas: your audio and video setup, your internet connectivity, and the hubs that bring it all together. Let's begin with the most visible aspect of your professional identity, your virtual handshake. I'm talking about how you look and sound on video calls. The built-in webcams and microphones on even the most premium laptops are, to be blunt, mediocre. They use tiny sensors and basic microphones that are functional, but they do you no favors. A grainy, poorly lit video feed and a tinny, echoey voice can unintentionally project an image of unprofessionalism. The first and most impactful upgrade you can make is an external webcam. A dedicated 1080p webcam from a reputable brand like Logitech, Anker, or Razer will provide a dramatically sharper, clearer, and more color-accurate image than your laptop's built-in camera. It will perform significantly better in the real-world lighting conditions of your home office, which we so carefully designed in Chapter 6. An external webcam also gives you the flexibility to place it at the ideal height, right on top of your external monitor, ensuring you are making direct eye contact with your audience, rather than looking down at your laptop screen. Just as important as how you look is how you sound. The built-in microphone on your laptop is designed to pick up sound from every direction, which means it captures not only your voice but also the distracting echo of your room, the clatter of your keyboard, and the dog barking down the hall. The The solution is to get your microphone closer to your mouth and to use a device designed specifically for voice capture. The gold standard for this is a quality external USB microphone. Brands like Blue, Rode, and Audio-Technica offer excellent microphones that plug directly into your computer. They are designed to capture the rich, warm tones of the human voice while rejecting off-axis noise. When you speak through a good microphone, your voice is clear, present, and authoritative. It cuts through the digital noise and makes you easier to understand, reducing the Zoom fatigue for everyone you communicate with. An excellent alternative, especially if you are in a noisy environment or spend most of your day on calls, is a high-quality headset with a noise-canceling boom microphone. Companies like Poly, Jabra, and Bose specialize in these. The boom mic positions the microphone just inches from your mouth, ensuring your voice is the primary sound being transmitted, while noise-canceling technology actively filters out background distractions. Whether you choose a USB microphone or a headset, the principle is the same: upgrade your audio to upgrade your professional presence. The second pillar of your tech setup is the unseen foundation, your internet connectivity. There is nothing that can derail a productive day or an important meeting faster than a choppy, unreliable internet connection. Before you blame your internet service provider, you should know that the problem is often the Wi-Fi signal inside your own home. If at all possible, the most robust and reliable solution is to go wired. Run an Ethernet cable directly from your internet router to your computer or docking station. A wired connection is consistently faster, more stable, and more secure than Wi-Fi. It eliminates the variables of signal strength and interference. If running a cable is not feasible, your next step should be to evaluate your Wi-Fi setup. If your office is far from your router, you may be getting a weak signal. While a simple Wi-Fi extender can help, a much more effective modern solution is a mesh Wi-Fi system. A mesh system, from brands like Aero, Google Nest Wi-Fi, or Orbi, uses multiple nodes placed around your home to create a powerful, seamless web of coverage, ensuring you have a strong and stable signal in every room, including your office. Finally, let's talk about convenience and organization, especially for those of us who use a laptop as our primary computer. Do you find yourself plugging and unplugging a handful of cables, power, monitor, keyboard, mouse, webcam, every single time you want to sit down at your desk or take your laptop to another room? This constant hassle creates unnecessary friction and puts wear and tear on your laptop's ports. The elegant solution to this problem is a docking station or a USB-C hub. This is a central device that all of your desktop peripherals plug into permanently. Your monitor, keyboard, mouse, external microphone, webcam, and Ethernet cable all connect to the dock. You then connect your laptop to the entire setup with a single cable. This one cable, typically a USB-C or Thunderbolt cable, can handle video, data for all your accessories, and even deliver power to charge your laptop simultaneously. The convenience is transformative. It allows for a true grab-and-go experience, and it keeps your desk incredibly tidy by consolidating all connections in one place. Your homework for this chapter is to conduct a tech self-audit. On your next video call, ask a trusted colleague for some honest feedback. How is my audio and video quality today? Go to a website like speedtest.net and check your internet speeds directly from your desk. Finally, count the number of cables you plug into your laptop each morning. Identify your single biggest technological frustration or bottleneck and start researching the solutions we've discussed. You have now built a complete, high-performance home office, addressing everything from the physical environment to the technological infrastructure. In our next chapter, we will shift from the hardware of your office to the software of your work habits. We will dive into the critical skills of creating routines, setting boundaries, and mastering time management to ensure you not only work well in your new space, but truly thrive. Welcome back. Over the last 9 chapters, we have focused intently on building the ideal physical and technological environment for remote work. You now have a space that is ergonomic, organized, well-lit, inspiring, and technologically sound. You have, in effect, built the perfect hardware. But the most sophisticated hardware in the world is useless without the right software to run it. In this chapter, we pivot from the external to the internal. We're going to install the mental operating system required to not just survive, but to truly thrive as a remote professional. The greatest challenge of working from home isn't finding the right desk. It's the profound lack of external structure. The daily commute, the scheduled lunch breaks, the clear start and end times of a traditional office, all of this scaffolding disappears. In its place is a vast, unstructured expanse of time that can be both liberating and paralyzing. The lines between your professional and personal life can blur into non-existence, leading to burnout. The potential for distraction is infinite. Success in this environment depends entirely on your ability to manage yourself. This chapter will give you a practical framework built on 3 essential pillars: creating powerful routines, setting firm boundaries, and mastering effective time management. Let's begin with routines. Routines are the architecture of a successful day. They are pre-made decisions that conserve your mental energy for the work that actually matters. When you have a solid routine, you don't waste precious cognitive bandwidth each morning deciding when or how to start your day. You just do it. Routines signal to your brain what it should be doing at any given time, creating powerful psychological cues for focus and relaxation. Your first task is to reinvent your commute. That old 30-minute drive or train ride served a crucial psychological purpose. It was a buffer. It was the transition that moved you from your personal life into your professional one. You must create a new ritual to replace it. This is your start-of-day routine. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. It could be a 15-minute walk around the block. It could be sitting in a different room with a cup of coffee and reading a book for 20 minutes. It could be a short yoga or meditation session. The specific activity is less important than its consistency. The one thing it should not be is rolling out of bed, grabbing your laptop, and opening your email before you're even fully awake. That is a recipe for a reactive, unfocused day. Give yourself a deliberate, mindful transition into work mode. Equally important is the end-of-day routine. In a traditional office, the act of packing your bag, saying goodbye to colleagues, and walking out the door provides a clear, definitive end to the day. You must create a similar ritual for yourself at home. We touched on this in our organization chapter with the daily shutdown, and now we'll expand it. Your shutdown ritual should have a few steps. First, take 5 minutes to review what you accomplished and, critically, create your to-do list for tomorrow. This brain dump gets your plans out of your head and onto paper, preventing you from ruminating on work tasks all evening. Second, perform your desk reset. Tidy your papers. Close all work-related tabs and applications on your computer. Third, and this is the most important part, physically leave your office. If it has a door, close it. This symbolic act signals to your brain that the workday is officially over. The second pillar is boundaries. The greatest danger of remote work is the always-on culture it can foster. Because your office is just a few steps away, it's easy to feel like you should always be available. Setting firm boundaries is not a sign of slacking. It is a prerequisite for long-term, sustainable performance. Your first boundary is time. You must establish clear work hours and defend them ruthlessly. Decide if you're a 9 to 5 person or an 8 to 4 person. Communicate these hours to your team and your manager. A great way to reinforce this is to use the status features in your communication apps, like Slack or Microsoft Teams, and to block your work hours on your shared calendar. Most importantly, you must disable work notifications on your phone and computer outside of your designated hours. A notification is a demand for your attention. Protecting your personal time from these digital intrusions is essential for preventing burnout. Your second boundary is space. This reinforces the entire purpose of this guide. Your dedicated home office is your physical boundary. Respect it. When your workday is over, stay out of your office. Avoid the temptation to just quickly check one email. Conversely, try to keep your work contained within that space. Avoid bringing your laptop into your relaxation zones, especially your bedroom. Your brain should associate your bedroom with rest and sanctuary, not with work stress. Your third boundary is with people. If you live with family or roommates, you need to have a direct and clear conversation about what working from home actually means. Explain that even though you are physically present, you are mentally at the office during your work hours and cannot be interrupted for non-urgent matters. A simple system, like putting a "Do Not Disturb" sign on your door or wearing noise-canceling headphones, can be a great visual cue to others that you are in a period of deep focus. The final pillar is time management. Simply having the hours is not enough. You must use them effectively. I want to share a couple of simple, powerful techniques. First, rethink your to-do list. A single, long, daunting list is often a source of overwhelm. Instead, try the 1-3-5 rule. Each day, identify one big, important task that requires significant focus, 3 medium-sized tasks, and 5 small, quick tasks. This simple prioritization framework helps you focus on what's important and provides a clear, achievable plan for the day. A second, more advanced technique is time blocking. Instead of just having a list of things to do, you schedule them directly into your calendar as if they were appointments. For example, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., write the quarterly report. 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., respond to important emails. This proactively dedicates time to your most important tasks, protecting that time from being eaten up by meetings and minor distractions. And if you struggle with procrastination or staying focused, try the Pomodoro technique. It's incredibly simple. You set a timer for 25 minutes and work with absolute, single-minded focus on one task. When the timer goes off, you take a mandatory 5-minute break, and you must get up from your desk. Stretch, get some water, look out a window. After 4 of these 25-minute sessions, you take a longer 15 to 30-minute break. This technique is brilliant because it breaks down intimidating tasks into manageable chunks and forces you to take the regular breaks your brain needs to stay sharp. Your homework is to experiment. For the next 3 days, I want you to choose just one of the habits we discussed. Create a 15-minute start-of-day ritual. Try the Pomodoro technique on your most dreaded task. Turn off your work notifications at 6 p.m. Pick one, commit to it, and observe the effect it has on your focus and well-being. You now have the tools to manage your space and to manage yourself. In our next chapter, we'll focus on how you manage your connection to the outside world, exploring the art of effective remote communication and collaboration to ensure you remain a visible, valuable, and connected member of your team. Welcome back. You have now architected your ideal physical workspace and programmed your internal mindset with routines and boundaries. You have the what and the how of working productively from home. Now we must address the who, your connection to the colleagues, managers, and clients who make up your professional world. One of the most common anxieties for remote workers is the fear of out of sight, out of mind. Will you be forgotten when it comes to interesting projects? Will your contributions be overlooked? Will you lose the vital sense of connection to your team? These are valid concerns because the dynamics of communication are fundamentally different in a remote setting. In a physical office, communication is often spontaneous. You have casual chats by the coffee machine, you overhear important context, you can quickly drop by a colleague's desk to ask a question. These informal interactions build rapport and keep you in the loop. In a remote environment, every interaction is intentional. There are no accidental hallway conversations. This means that effective communication is no longer just a soft skill, it is your primary career strategy. Mastering it is how you remain visible, build trust, and stay connected. In this chapter, we will cover the actionable strategies for excelling in the 3 main arenas of remote communication: written, video, and social. Let's begin with the absolute bedrock of most remote teams: asynchronous, written communication. This includes your emails, your messages on platforms like Slack or Microsoft Teams, and your updates in project management tools. This form of communication is powerful because it respects people's time and focus. It allows your colleague in a different time zone to receive your message when they start their day, and it allows your teammate to finish a deep work session before they respond. Because you lose all the nuances of body language and tone of voice, the burden falls on you to be exceptionally clear. Your new mantra should be, provide all the context up front. Never send a vague message like, hey, can you look at this project? A much more effective message would be, hi Jane, could you please review the Q3 marketing proposal PDF located in the Proposals folder by 3 p.m. Central today? I specifically need your feedback on the budget table on page 4 and the timeline on page 5. Here is the link. Notice the difference. You've stated exactly what you need, where to find it, what you need them to do, and when you need it by. This prevents a frustrating back and forth and respects the other person's time. To make your written communication even more effective, use formatting to your advantage. No one wants to read a giant, intimidating wall of text. Break up your messages with short paragraphs, use bolding for key phrases, and use bullet points or numbered lists to make action items and questions easy to scan and digest. Furthermore, get into the habit of proactive status updates. Don't wait for your manager to ask you what you're working on. Send a brief, clear update at the end of each day or the start of the next one. This builds immense trust and demonstrates your reliability and accountability without any need for micromanagement. Finally, you must be mindful of tone. Because the recipient can't see your smile or hear your friendly voice, neutral text can sometimes be misinterpreted as cold or demanding. Be generous with positive language. Phrases like, thank you, great work on this, or I appreciate your help, go a long way. And depending on your company culture, a well-placed, professional emoji can be a great tool for conveying warmth and positive intent. The most important rule of all, if a written conversation on a complex issue goes back and forth more than 3 times, or if you sense any emotional friction or misunderstanding, it is time to switch channels. Stop typing and suggest a quick 5-minute video call to resolve it. This brings us to our second arena, the virtual meeting room. We already discussed the technology in Chapter 9, but excelling on video calls is about your behavior. First and foremost, be prepared and be present. Treat a video call with the same seriousness as an in-person meeting. Arrive a minute or 2 early, have the agenda and any relevant documents open on your screen, and close all other applications and tabs that could be a source of distraction. And unless your company has a specific policy against it, turn your camera on. This is crucial. Being a nameless, faceless icon on a screen creates a psychological distance. Seeing your face, your expressions, and your engagement builds trust and fosters a much more human connection. It shows your colleagues that you are present and paying attention. Of course, the cardinal rule of video etiquette is to keep yourself muted when you are not speaking. This simple act eliminates distracting background noise and is a sign of respect for every other person on the call. It's very easy to be a passive observer on a large video call. You must be intentional about active participation. Use non-verbal cues to show you're engaged. Nod along as others are speaking, smile, and use the raise hand feature when you want to contribute. When you do speak, do so clearly and concisely. If it's a large meeting where not everyone knows each other, it's good practice to state your name first. For example, "Hi, this is David from the engineering team." The final arena is nurturing the social connections that make work enjoyable and collaborative. The isolation of remote work is real, and the casual friendships that form in an office don't happen automatically. You must help create the digital water cooler. Actively participate in the non-work-related channels on your team's communication platform. Share a photo of your pet, talk about a movie you just watched, or discuss a hobby. This is where your colleagues get to know you as a person, not just as a coworker. Even more powerfully, be proactive about scheduling informal, virtual coffee chats. Reach out to a colleague and say, "Hey, I'd love to catch up. Do you have 15 minutes next week for a quick, non-work-related chat?" These short, agenda-free conversations are the single best way to build the personal rapport that is essential for effective collaboration. Finally, resist the urge to jump straight into business at the start of every meeting. Dedicate the first 2 minutes to simple small talk. Ask people about their weekend. This small investment in social lubrication pays huge dividends in team cohesion. Your homework for this chapter is to be intentional. This week, I want you to choose one specific communication habit to practice. Perhaps you'll make a commitment to turn your camera on for every single internal meeting. Or maybe you'll schedule one 15-minute virtual coffee chat with a colleague. Or you could focus on your writing, ensuring every request you make is crystal clear and provides all the necessary context. Pick one and practice it. You now have a complete framework for managing your physical space, your personal productivity, and your professional communication. But none of this matters if you aren't taking care of your own well-being. In our next chapter, we will address the vital topics of physical health and mental wellness for remote workers, giving you the strategies to stay energized, focused, and resilient for the long haul. Hello and welcome back. Throughout this guide, we have meticulously designed a home office that is functional, comfortable, and professional. We have implemented systems for productivity and communication. But the single most important component of your home office is not your chair, your desk, or your computer. It is you. Your health, your energy, and your mental well-being are the ultimate foundation upon which your entire career is built. A perfect office is meaningless if the person working in it is stressed, exhausted, and burned out. Therefore, we must view health and wellness not as a luxury or an afterthought, but as a core pillar of professional performance. In a remote work setting, the responsibility for managing your well-being falls squarely on your shoulders. The unique structure of working from home presents a specific set of challenges. Our days become more sedentary, the lines between work and rest become dangerously blurred, and the lack of daily social interaction can take a toll. This chapter is your practical toolkit for proactively managing your physical health, protecting your mental clarity, and building the resilience you need to create a long, sustainable, and fulfilling remote career. Let's begin with the physical body. One of the biggest unseen risks of remote work is the dramatic decrease in incidental activity. In a traditional job, you walk from your car to the office, you walk to a colleague's desk, you go to a different floor for a meeting, you walk out to get lunch. All of these small movements add up. At home, your commute might be 10 steps from the bedroom to your office. This can lead to an incredibly sedentary lifestyle, which is linked to a host of health problems. The solution is to be intentional and schedule movement. Start with micro breaks. If you use a time management technique like the Pomodoro method, those 5-minute breaks are not for checking your phone. They are for moving your body. Stand up. Do some simple stretches for your neck, shoulders, and back. Walk into the kitchen to refill your water bottle. Do a few bodyweight squats. The goal is to frequently interrupt long periods of sitting, which keeps your blood flowing and your muscles engaged. Beyond micro breaks, you must schedule dedicated exercise blocks. Look at your work calendar and block out time for a 30 or 45-minute workout, just as you would for an important meeting. Treat this appointment with yourself with the same level of commitment. Whether it's a brisk walk outside, an online fitness class in your living room, or a trip to the gym, making it a recurring event on your calendar dramatically increases the likelihood that you'll do it. This is also a perfect time to reinforce the value of your sit-stand desk. Set a recurring timer on your phone or computer to remind you to change positions every hour. The goal isn't to stand all day, but to create a dynamic rhythm of sitting and standing. Finally, don't neglect hydration and nutrition. The constant proximity to your own kitchen is both a blessing and a curse. Keep a large, reusable water bottle on your desk at all times. This serves two purposes. It encourages you to stay hydrated, which is crucial for focus and energy, and it forces you to get up for bathroom breaks. To avoid the trap of mindless snacking on unhealthy foods, plan your meals and snacks ahead of time. Having healthy, easy-to-grab options available will prevent you from reaching for chips or cookies when you feel a pang of hunger. Now, let's shift our focus from the body to the mind. The mental load of remote work is unique. The pressure to always be available, the lack of clear separation between your work and personal life, and the potential for social isolation can lead to significant mental fatigue. Your first line of defense is a practice of digital mindfulness. This begins with aggressively curating your digital environment. Revisit our discussion on boundaries and turn off all non-essential notifications. Every ping and pop-up is a tiny intrusion that fractures your focus and contributes to a feeling of being overwhelmed. Practice closing applications and browser tabs that are not related to your immediate task. A cleaner screen leads to a calmer mind. You can also incorporate simple, informal mindfulness practices into your day. Before starting a big project or joining a stressful meeting, take just 1 minute to close your eyes and focus on your breathing. During your 5-minute breaks, instead of looking at another screen, simply look out the window and notice the details of the world outside. These small moments of quiet observation can act as a mental reset button. To combat the very real problem of loneliness, you must be proactive about social connection. This is where the virtual coffee chats we discussed in the last chapter become a vital mental health tool. They are a direct antidote to isolation. Another powerful strategy is to find a third place. In sociology, your first place is home and your second place is work. A third place is a neutral, social environment like a coffee shop, a library, or a park. For a remote worker, whose first and second places are the same building, finding a third place is crucial. Try working from a local coffee shop or a co-working space once a week. The simple act of being around the ambient energy of other people can do wonders for your mood and break the monotony of your home office. Finally, you must learn to take real breaks. A 5-minute micro break is not a lunch break. Your lunch break should be, at minimum, a full 30 minutes away from your desk and your screens. This mental detachment is not laziness. It is essential for restoring your focus for the afternoon. And most importantly, you must use your paid time off. There is a dangerous mentality among remote workers that since they are already home, they don't really need a vacation. This is a fast track to burnout. Taking a real vacation where you completely disconnect from work is absolutely non-negotiable for long-term recovery and creativity. This brings us to burnout itself. Burnout is a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress. Its key signs are feelings of energy depletion, increased mental distance or cynicism related to your job, and a sense of ineffectiveness. If you find yourself dreading the start of your workday, feeling consistently irritable, or unable to switch off at night, these are early warning signs. The best cure for burnout is prevention. Every strategy we've discussed in this chapter, scheduling movement, setting boundaries, taking real breaks, staying socially connected, is a direct preventative measure. If these feelings persist, you must take action. Talk to your manager about your workload. Lean on your support system of friends and family. And please, utilize any mental health benefits or employee assistance programs your company offers. Seeking help is a sign of strength. Your homework for this chapter is an act of self-care. I want you to open your calendar right now and schedule one appointment with yourself for next week that is purely for your well-being. It could be a 30-minute walk scheduled in the middle of your workday. It could be a blocked-out lunch hour where you commit to leaving your phone in your office. It could be a scheduled coffee break to call a friend. Book it now and treat it as the most important meeting of your week. You are now equipped with a holistic view of the remote work lifestyle, from the physical space to your internal state. In our next chapter, we will look to the horizon, exploring the emerging trends and technologies that are shaping the future of work, and how you can prepare for what comes next. Welcome back. For the past 12 chapters, we have focused on mastering the art and science of working from home in the here and now. You have built a physical and mental foundation for success. But the world of work is not a static environment. It is a constantly evolving ecosystem. The massive shift to remote work in the early 2020s was not an endpoint. It was the beginning of a fundamental transformation in how we think about careers, collaboration, and the very concept of the office. To be a truly sustainable professional, you must not only master the present, but also anticipate the future. This chapter is our look into the crystal ball. We will explore the most significant trends, technologies, and models that are shaping the next decade of our professional lives. The goal is to equip you with the foresight to adapt, evolve, and continue to thrive as the landscape shifts. We will explore the rise of the hybrid model, the revolution of work from anywhere, and the next generation of technology that will power our collaboration. Let's begin with the reality for a growing number of companies: the hybrid model. The future isn't a simple binary choice between being fully remote or fully in office. For many, it will be a blend of both. This can take several forms. Some companies are office-centric, where employees are expected in the office most days but have the flexibility to work from home occasionally. More progressive companies are remote-first, where remote is the default, but they maintain physical office hubs for specific, intentional uses like team-building events, collaborative workshops, or major project kickoffs. While the hybrid model promises the best of both worlds, the flexibility of remote work and the camaraderie of in-person interaction, it also introduces a new and significant challenge: proximity bias. This is the unconscious tendency for managers and leaders to show favoritism or give more opportunities to the employees they physically see and interact with every day. If you are a remote worker on a hybrid team, the risk is that your in-office colleagues will seem more visible and top of mind, which could negatively impact your career growth. Another challenge is the two-tier meeting, where a group of people are gathered in a physical conference room while others dial in remotely. The remote participants often feel like second-class citizens. They can't hear side conversations, they miss the non-verbal cues in the room, and they struggle to interject their ideas. Thriving in a hybrid environment requires you to be even more proactive. You must double down on the communication strategies we discussed. Your written status updates become even more critical for ensuring your contributions are visible. When you do have days in the office, use them strategically. Don't commute for an hour just to sit at a different desk and spend your entire day on video calls. Prioritize the activities that are best suited for in-person connection. Schedule your collaborative brainstorming sessions, have one-on-one meetings with your manager, and most importantly, go to lunch with your colleagues. Use your office time for high-bandwidth relationship building. You should also become an advocate for inclusive meeting practices. The best way to level the playing field is for everyone, even those in the physical conference room, to join the video call from their own laptop with their own camera on. This puts everyone in the same digital space and gives each person an equal presence. The second major trend is the evolution from work from home to work from anywhere. As companies become more comfortable with distributed teams, many are loosening the geographical constraints on their employees. This has fueled the rise of the digital nomad, professionals who work while traveling, either domestically or internationally. We're seeing a surge in people taking workations, traveling to a new city for a few weeks, exploring in the evenings and on weekends while maintaining their normal work schedule. This trend also reinforces the importance of the third place we've discussed. Your home office will always be your primary command center, but the future of work will likely involve more variety. You might spend a few days a month at a local co-working space for a change of scenery and some social interaction. You might work from a quiet library or a bustling coffee shop to spark creativity. This freedom requires a tech setup that is both powerful and portable, and a keen awareness of security, such as always using a VPN on public Wi-Fi. Finally, let's look at the horizon of collaboration technology. The tools we use today, like Zoom and Slack, are just the beginning. The next wave of tech is aimed at closing the connection gap of remote work. We are in the very early days of professional virtual reality, VR, and the metaverse. Companies are experimenting with virtual meeting rooms where employees can gather as avatars. This can create a stronger sense of presence and shared space than a simple grid of faces on a video call. Imagine being able to manipulate a 3D model of a new product with your colleagues or brainstorm on an infinite virtual whiteboard. It's still nascent, but its potential to make remote collaboration feel more tangible is enormous. More immediately impactful is the integration of artificial intelligence into our daily workflows. AI-powered assistants are rapidly becoming standard. Imagine an AI scribe that automatically transcribes every meeting, identifies key decisions, and assigns action items to the right people. Think of an AI that can help you draft routine emails or instantly summarize a long, complex document you don't have time to read. These tools will automate administrative tasks and free up our mental energy for more creative and strategic work. Another powerful trend is asynchronous video. Instead of typing a long, complex email or trying to schedule a 30-minute meeting to explain something, you can use a tool like Loom to quickly record your screen and your voice. This allows you to walk a colleague through a document or a process with all the nuance and clarity of your own voice, but with the flexibility for them to watch it whenever they want. It is a perfect middle ground between the impersonality of text and the scheduling hassle of a live call. Your homework for this chapter is to be a student of the future. Spend 30 minutes this week exploring one of these trends. Read an article about the challenges of proximity bias in hybrid teams. Watch a YouTube video demonstrating a virtual reality workroom. Look into an AI writing assistant. Your goal isn't to become an expert overnight, but to stay informed, curious, and prepared for the continuous evolution of our professional world. You now have a complete vision for your remote work career, a perfect office, a productive mindset, and a view toward the future. In our final chapters, we will bring everything together, focusing on how you can effectively communicate your success and solidify your value as a remote employee. Welcome back. Over the course of this journey, you have done the hard work. You've built an ergonomic and inspiring workspace, you've implemented routines and boundaries for focus and well-being, and you've honed your skills for the future of work. But there is one final, critical piece of the puzzle. Being a productive, efficient, and happy remote worker is half the battle. The other half is ensuring that your hard work is seen, understood, and valued by your manager and your organization. In a remote environment, you cannot rely on your manager simply seeing you work hard. The old metric of presenteeism, being seen at your desk early in the morning or late at night, is gone. And while this is a positive change, it creates a new responsibility for you. You must become the narrator of your own professional story. This chapter is not about defensively proving that you aren't slacking off. It is a proactive professional strategy for showcasing your impact, building unwavering trust with your leadership, and making a powerful, data-backed case for your success and continued flexibility. We will do this by shifting our focus from activity to outcomes, mastering the art of proactive communication, and preparing for performance reviews like a true professional. Let's begin with the most fundamental mindset shift. You must move from tracking activity to measuring outcomes. It no longer matters if you were busy for 8 hours. What matters is what you produced, what problems you solved, and what value you created. The great advantage of remote work is that it forces this focus on results, which is ultimately what every business truly cares about. To do this effectively, you must become the primary archivist of your own accomplishments. I want you to start a new habit, beginning this week. Create a simple document on your computer and title it your Win Journal or Accomplishment Tracker. At the end of every single week, schedule just 10 minutes to open this document and write down your key achievements. And I want you to be specific. Do not just write, worked on the Q3 report. Instead, write, completed the first draft of the Q3 sales report, analyzing data from all 5 regions and delivering it to my manager 2 days ahead of the deadline. See the difference? The second version is concrete, specific, and demonstrates timeliness. Wherever possible, use metrics and data to quantify your results. Instead of improve the customer onboarding process, write, streamline the customer onboarding workflow by creating new email templates, which has reduced average customer setup time by 15%. This kind of data-driven language is the currency of business. As you build this habit, make sure you are connecting your accomplishments back to the larger goals of your team and the company. Regularly look at your team's stated objectives, whether they're called KPIs or OKRs, and explicitly state in your journal how your work contributed to them. This shows that you are not just busy, but that you are busy with the right things. Once you are tracking your outcomes, the next step is to make them visible through proactive communication. In a remote setting, visibility is your responsibility. The most powerful tool for this is the regular, asynchronous check-in. Do not wait for your weekly one-on-one meeting to update your manager. A concise, well-structured email or Slack message sent every Friday afternoon can be one of the most effective tools for building trust. Here is a simple but incredibly effective template. Structure your message in 3 parts. Part 1. Highlights and accomplishments this week. Pull 2 or 3 of the most significant items directly from your new Win Journal. Part 2. Priorities for next week. Briefly list the 1 or 2 major tasks you plan to tackle. This shows that you are organized, forward-thinking, and aligned with team goals. Part 3. Blockers or areas where I need support. This is crucial. It shows that you are proactive about solving problems and gives your manager a clear opportunity to help you succeed. This simple, 3-part update makes your manager's job easier. It gives them the confidence that you are on track and in control, and it provides them with the specific highlights they need when they are asked by their own boss about what your team is achieving. This proactive communication shouldn't just be directed up to your manager. You must also communicate out to your colleagues. When you finish a project that involved collaboration with other teams, send a brief wrap-up message to the group, highlighting the successful outcome and thanking everyone for their contribution. Make sure to copy the relevant managers on that message. This creates a public record of your success and acknowledges the teamwork involved, building your reputation as a great collaborator. Finally, all of this diligent tracking and communication culminates in your performance review. Your performance review should never contain any surprises for you or your manager. The win journal you've been keeping all year is now your secret weapon. Weeks before your formal review, you will use this document to prepare your self-assessment. For each of your major accomplishments, I want you to structure it using the STAR method. This is a framework widely used in the corporate world for a reason. It's incredibly effective. STAR stands for situation, task, action, and result. Situation: briefly set the context of the project or challenge. Task: describe your specific responsibility or goal. Action: detail the specific steps you took to accomplish the task. Result: share the measurable, positive outcome of your actions. By preparing your achievements in this format, you are not just listing your accomplishments, you are presenting a series of compelling case studies that prove your value. You will walk into your performance review not just as a participant, but as the well-prepared leader of the conversation, armed with undeniable evidence of the impact you have made. Your homework for this chapter is simple and immediate. This Friday, before you sign off, start your win journal. Open a new document. Write down the date. Then, write down just 3 specific accomplishments from this week, focusing on the outcome, not just the activity. Make this a non-negotiable, 10-minute ritual every week. You now possess the complete roadmap to build your ideal office, optimize your personal habits, and strategically manage your remote career. In our final concluding chapter, we will distill all of this knowledge into the 10 commandments of a successful remote career, a powerful set of guiding principles to carry with you as you continue to excel in the modern professional landscape. We have reached the final chapter of our journey together. Over the last 14 chapters, we have traveled from the abstract to the concrete, from the physical to the psychological. We began with an empty corner of a room and have systematically transformed it into a high-performance workspace. We've tackled ergonomics, lighting, technology, organization, and the subtle arts of communication, productivity, and well-being. You have done the work, and you now possess a comprehensive blueprint for success. This final chapter is not about introducing new ideas. It is about distillation. It is about taking the wealth of information we have covered and forging it into a set of core, guiding principles that you can carry with you throughout your career. Think of this as your personal charter for professional excellence in a remote world. These are the 10 commandments of a successful remote career. 1. Thou shalt create a dedicated space. This is the principle upon which all others are built. Your home office is a physical boundary that creates an essential psychological separation between your professional life and your personal life. This separation is your #1 defense against the blurring of lines that leads to burnout. Whether it's a separate room with a door or a clearly defined corner of your living room, you must have a space that you can mentally arrive at in the morning and, just as importantly, leave behind at the end of the day. 2. Thou shalt invest in thine ergonomics. Your body is your most valuable professional asset. You cannot produce great work if you are in constant pain or discomfort. Investing in your ergonomic well-being is not a luxury, it is a fundamental requirement. Prioritize a high-quality, fully adjustable chair as your first and most important purchase. Position your monitor so the top of the screen is at eye level. Ensure your keyboard and mouse allow your wrists to remain straight. Your future self will thank you for the care you take today. 3. Thou shalt master thine tools. In a remote setting, your technology is your professional presence. A grainy webcam, a muffled microphone, or a slow internet connection don't just hinder your own work. They create a frustrating experience for your colleagues and clients. Invest in a quality external webcam and microphone to ensure you look and sound professional. Use a docking station or USB-C hub to create a seamless, one-cable connection for your laptop, reducing daily friction and clutter. 4. Thou shalt build a routine. In the absence of the external structure of a traditional office, you must create your own. Routines are the scaffolding of a productive and balanced day. They reduce decision fatigue and create powerful cues for your brain. Create a non-negotiable start-of-day ritual to replace your old commute, and a clear shutdown ritual to signal the end of your workday, allowing you to mentally clock out. 5. Thou shalt set firm boundaries. The always-on culture is the quickest path to exhaustion. You must be the fierce protector of your own time and attention. Define your working hours and communicate them clearly to your team. Most importantly, disable work-related notifications on your personal devices outside of those hours. Remember, a boundary is not a barrier to your work. It is the structure that makes your work sustainable. 6. Thou shalt be intentionally visible. Out of sight, out of mind is a real risk. You cannot assume your hard work will speak for itself. you must give it a voice. This means being proactive and intentional in your visibility. Turn your camera on during video meetings to foster connection. Send regular, concise status updates to your manager, showcasing your progress and demonstrating your reliability. You are the driver of your own career narrative. 7. Thou shalt communicate with clarity. Asynchronous, written communication is the lifeblood of most remote teams. Because it lacks the nuance of face-to-face interaction, your communication must be exceptionally clear, concise, and complete. Before you send any message, ask yourself, have I provided all the necessary context, links, and deadlines? Use formatting like bullet points and bold text to make your messages easy to scan and act upon. 8. Thou shalt measure thine outcomes. In a remote-first world, your professional value is measured by the results you deliver, not by the hours you are present. Become the archivist of your own success. Keep a weekly win journal where you document your accomplishments using specific, data-driven language. This practice transforms your contributions from vague activities into tangible, undeniable evidence of your impact. 9. Thou shalt prioritize thy well-being. Your capacity to do great work is directly tied to your physical and mental health. A sustainable career is one that is built on a foundation of well-being. Schedule movement into your day as if it were a critical meeting. Take real lunch breaks away from your screen. Proactively nurture your social connections to combat isolation. Your health is not in competition with your work. It is what fuels it. 10. Thou shalt remain a lifelong learner. The world of work is in a constant state of flux. The technologies, strategies, and models we use today will be different 5 years from now. The most important skill you can possess is adaptability. Stay curious. Read about emerging trends. Experiment with new tools. Cultivate a mindset that embraces change as an opportunity for growth, not a threat to your stability. You now have the complete blueprint. You have the knowledge and the strategies to not only build the perfect home office but to construct a thriving, fulfilling, and sustainable remote career within it. The future of work is not something that is happening to us. It is something we are all actively building, every single day. You are now fully equipped to be an architect of that future. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now, go and continue to refine your perfect office and excel in your work.